Hello, Robin here at Toadstool Tarot. I have a little walkthrough of a deck for you today. The Tarot of Marseille. Marseille. You say Marseille, I say Marseille. 2020 edition. This is from Brigh. Now, Brigh is the publisher that established itself a year or so ago with the original tarot that Jen Rodriguez uses on Jen's Balanced Tarot for the Sunday Playdate study group. Anyway, they recently released a few other decks, including a Tarot of the Nile, which I've reviewed, and this Marseille. They also have an African deck, which I didn't like as well. It has some modern kind of tribal images and a kind of a very loud tiger skin back pattern that it just didn't appeal to me. But I did like the Tarot of the Nile, which is a very inclusive deck, and I like the coloring on this Marseille deck. This reminds me quite a bit of the Spanish Fournier deck. It has a nice coloring and shading, a little bit more life-filled, a little cheerier, and nice backs. These decks are made in China. The company, Brigh, is stationed in North Carolina. You can check out their website, www.debrigh.com. Comes in a red tuck box. Brigh is very good for including these substantial guidebooks. They're not little white pamphlets like we get. They're not a whole lot more information than a pamphlet, but they're full color images of all the major cards. Each one has a page and 2 or 3 sentences describing the card, and then for the minors, you have 2 to a page and a sentence or 2 for each card. And I was thrilled to have this one because in abbreviated terms, it will help me with Marseille. For instance, okay, here, the 5 symbolizes disappointment and regret with an unexpected outcome and indicates the need to move on. Okay, I mean, it's not telling me very much, but, it's very brief. It's arranged by numerical interpretations of the cards. So I haven't seen a whole lot of Marseille books out there, and while this one doesn't give you a lot of information, it might be good for a beginner. Compiled by Brian Wenger, based on Pictorial Key to the Tarot. I don't know how accurate that is. I'm not sure that book really covers Marseille, but I found Arthur Waite's books difficult to fathom, and these are very easy. One thing I don't like is this deck, the only credit is given to Brian Wenger, and there's no credit to the artist that made the deck. If you go to the website, there's about four or five artists in a collective on staff there. And I don't believe they all worked on every deck. These decks are very stylized and look like the work of one artist, or possibly a combination of 2. And they're not credited for their work. So I'm not thrilled about that. It'd be nice to give them some credit. This is the back. Beautiful back design, I think, for a Marseille deck. And the cards are a little thicker than the usual deck, maybe half a dozen cards thicker than the average deck. They're the same size as a regular tarot card. They're laminated, but not overly glossy. Nice, slick feel to them. Linen texture. These are quite stark white. The images, though, are very vivid, bright, cheery colors with a very nice, almost three-dimensional shading to them, which I really like. That's why I said it reminds me of the Spanish Fournier. I like that you've got the outlines of the traditional tarot, Marseille tarot, but you've got nice color, vivid colors, and shading that you don't often get. The expressions on the characters in this deck are kind of meh. They don't seem particularly emotional in their responses or reactions. We do have a sort of a Mona Lisa smile, cheery high priestess here. She's got a very little smile. The Empress doesn't seem particularly happy. The Pope looks a bit befuddled. I think the word describing the expressions are sort of despondent. This is cute, though, the way these horses are kind of looking at each other like, what do you know what's going on? What's he up to? Why is he so depressed? When are we going? The lion here looks happier than the woman prying his mouth open or prying it closed. The hermit looks very Santa-like, or I should say Father Christmas. Justice looks half asleep. I wonder if that's a reference to blind justice. Here, let me turn the hangman around for you. And we've got a frowning skeleton in the death card. Interesting devil with blue skin and a very kind of sad expression. He's got the face in his belly. Can't remember if that's type 1 or type 2 Marseille inspired. Tower. These cards have a really thick, stiff feel to them. Thicker than I'm used to, but not so thick that they're problematic to handle or shuffle. Kind of a mopey sun. I like the vivid colors in this deck. I love the back design. And here we have the pips. They're not labeled. They are numbered. Here you have the typical 2 of pentacles or 2 of coins with the card maker's stamp on them. And we've got Roman numerals on the side indicating the number as well as you can count them, you know. Now, I did notice a problem here. On this side, we have 6. If you look at this side, it says 4. They just mirrored it, I think. They didn't twist the Roman numeral around, so that's kind of odd. See, they did fix it here. And the same thing here. 10 this side and 11 on this side. The colors are a little darker than we're used to. I like it, actually. It seems like a healthier look to them. Full of color and full of life. They're not as washed out as they sometimes are, or as blatantly bright. The blues are nice. It's almost more like a periwinkle blue or a lilac or something. I got this one right. And the swords. It's kind of strange. They turned them around here. 6 and 6. They're facing in. Weren't they facing out before? No, maybe not. Wait a minute. Yeah, they were. They were facing out before. Now they're facing in. It doesn't bother me, but it's kind of an odd. I think they needed to edit them and look them over another time or two before they printed them. I like how the horses have the little nail details for the horseshoes. I think this is a very nice sort of introductory starter deck for somebody wanting to get into Marseille. These are really comfortable to handle, and the colors are bright and cheery. The only flaw I can see is this odd Roman numeral kind of mix-up, but a lot of people don't use that anyway. They just count the number of the pips. Rather suspicious look. So, at 20 and change on Amazon, I think this is a pretty good deal. And I like their little books. I've been using one actually from the original tarot. I've been using this to help me with my Marseille study up to now, because I tend to sort of translate to RWS in my head, but I shouldn't be doing that. Sort of a crutch. Maybe this one will help me a little bit better with the numerology now that I have this guide. Okay, I guess that ought to do it for today, and I hope you enjoyed that, and curious as to what you think of this deck or of any of Brigh's offerings. Visit their website and check them out. This might make a really nice stocking stuffer, nice holiday gift. Reasonably priced and pretty good quality, I'd say. See you soon.